Hey everybody, it's Derek Martin from CodeOpinion.com. How do you share code between vertical slices? Vertical slices are supposed to be share nothing, right? Wrong. It's not about share nothing. It's about sharing the right things and avoiding sharing the wrong things. And that's what this video is for. Now, if you're new to my channel, you'll find out that I love talking about boundaries. And if you already watched my video, you probably know this. But a vertical slice is not that different from a logical boundary. And if you don't know what that is, don't worry. Because what I'm going to explain here is how a vertical slice is really defining a boundary around a use case. And let's use some examples here so you can see how that fits. So a great example is a shipment. It's a workflow. You have different actions that are performed along the way that can kind of deal with a life cycle from beginning to end. So here's the example of kind of that workflow. You think about ordering something online. It goes through its dispatch. That means that your order is ready to be picked up at whatever manufacturer or warehouse. The carrier or the vehicle then arrives at that shipper. Then they take the freight, it's called the loaded event. They load that, your package, whatever it is, onto the vehicle, onto the truck. Then they depart from there. Then they arrive at the final destination, say the delivery, also known as the consignee, and then the package is delivered. But this is actually the workflow that you could think of a shipment. Now you might be thinking, well, is the vertical slice the workflow or the individual steps? Because if it's the steps, how do I share between them? Before I get to that, I'd like to thank Kurrent for sponsoring this video. Kurrent's an event-native data platform that feeds real-time, business-critical data with historical context and fine-grained streams from origination to destination, enhancing data analytics and AI outcomes. For more on Kurrent, check out the link in the description. Now, each step, a part of that workflow, can be a vertical slice. You might tend to think, well, can't the entire workflow be the vertical slice? And you could model it that way. That could be appropriate. However, oftentimes each step can be because that workflow can change and can deviate based on the actions that occur. So back to my example here, what happens if we have a new use case, meaning we have a new vertical slice? So the example is we have our order, it gets dispatched, the vehicle's on the way to the shipper, the warehouse to pick it up. It arrives there, but our order was canceled. There's nothing to pick up anymore. There's some type of issue that they don't need to actually pick up and deliver that package anymore. That's actually a use case called a dry run. Now, how will we implement that? Well, it's just another vertical slice, a part of and deviating from that workflow. So back to the original question is, how do you share? What can you share between those vertical slices that are a part of that workflow? There's clearly going to be things that I want to share between the arrived, the dispatched, the loaded, the emptied, etc., right? Well, there's two different kinds of sharing here. The first is really kind of the technical infrastructure plumbing type stuff of error and result types, logging and tracing, maybe some authorization helpers. If you're using stuff of messaging, so Outbox, event bus primitives, and small utilities. So those things are usually the kind of more utility, library type things you're using, possibly frameworks that are probably third parties, some type of utilities that you may create. You're going to be sharing those things. You're going to be using them potentially in all or maybe just some vertical slices, which I'm going to get to here. But we got to get to, what does the vertical slice own? It owns its data. That use case, that vertical slice owns its data. It owns on how it's actually persisting it. And what I was getting to with kind of that infrastructure stuff is it also depends what dependencies it takes. It can decide that. It has ownership over that. And it chooses kind of the different technical approaches that it wants to apply per use case, per vertical slice. So a little bit of the elephant in the room, as I mentioned, data, it's owned by its vertical slice, and it is. But that doesn't mean that it has to live siloed because it's a part of that workflow. You can imagine this is really a state machine. We have state transitions for the life cycle of dispatched all the way to delivered. So you are going to be sharing that state, but a part of that state is owned by each vertical slice. So to illustrate that, here's a shipment, and we have state here, the status, the dispatched at, arrived at, pallets loaded, emptied. Each one of these columns, if we were thinking this map to an ORM to a table, is owned by each slice, and each slice is going to invoke our shipment. For example, the dispatch slice is going to call dispatch, which is going to make that state change and set that particular column. Same thing with the arrive, etc. If you want to think of this a different way, it's really just the workflow I was describing, which were a series of events. So we had dispatched, arrived, loaded, emptied. Same idea here. We have in event sourcing, if we're thinking about this as an event stream, as our aggregate that's managing our event stream, we still record current state, which is derived from the events. But the same type of thing here. Instead of changing columns that are mapped to an ORM, we're just raising the particular events, the dispatched event, the arrived event, etc. Those are all just events that are being appended to our event stream. Each use case, arrive, empty, etc., owns that behavior. It owns that data. Where that data lives, whether it's in a particular table or an event stream, that can still be together. You're still sharing this aggregate. You're still sharing this shared concern because it has invariance, a part of that workflow. Just a heads up, there's a link below to my blog that has a post of everything that's in this video if you prefer to read it instead. So you have different slices that share an aggregate. That's not bad sharing. An aggregate is a consistency boundary. You need that consistency boundary around that state. A slice is a use case. So if you have all kinds of features, use cases related to this same underlying model, that can be shared. If you have different validation that's shared by two, that maybe these particular two features are using that domain model. You have other features that aren't a part of the same workflow, do different things. They're still use cases. Maybe they just have a different data model that's completely separate. Another way of visualizing this is if you could think about each different slice and what it does horizontally. Maybe one slice have an HTTP API, it has some application code, and just the data model, wherever that's persisted. Maybe I have two different slices in the middle here, where one is being picked up, maybe it's a message, some type of event. It has some infrastructure, has some application logic, but ultimately uses the exact same underlying domain model as the other slice, which is a part of an HTTP API. That's how it's invoked, that's its entry point. It has completely different infrastructure besides that, and under different application code, how it invokes that domain. Separately, I might have some completely different use case, not a part of anything related at all, that still lives within this entire boundary. It's just an HTTP API, it's pretty cruddy, just has some data model. This is the idea of use cases, slices, defining what their dependencies are, defining how they perform and have that action, but it does not mean you cannot share. Where the problem lies is when you start sharing, ultimately coupling, to things that have no business being a part of it. In my shipment example, it was specifically about the workflow and that life cycle from beginning to end. It had nothing in there related to compliance or customer tracking and support or related to the order itself and what was actually ordered. That is completely separate to the use case and the behaviors that we want to expose. The problem people in Lie get here is they start sharing coupling to things that they shouldn't be because they become unfocused. They become these God objects that where you have one shipment for your entire system. That's where you get in trouble. Do not share one God object. And as an extra note that I think is very, very important is vertical slices. People often talk about in code in the sense of putting code together, which I love their ability to do that. However, you need to make the distinction that a vertical slice is not a physical boundary, it's a logical boundary, meaning this doesn't need to exist in one C# or Java or TypeScript file, whatever you're doing, in one particular project. If you had a mobile app that's deployed separately to iOS or Android or etc., and it's dealing with specific actions that might be a particular slice or slices, it's a part of that slice. Just because it might be somewhere else, built somewhere differently, it's a part of that slice. This is about what your logical use cases are. If you invoke that from a web client or web browser, HTTP API, etc., that's a part of the slice. Good sharing versus bad sharing. Good sharing would be you have vertical slices that are operating on the same underlying thing that's a part of workflow or that has some type of life cycle, or that they have common invariance across those actions, across those vertical slices. Bad sharing would be when there's a change unrelated to another vertical slice and it affects it, potentially unsuspectingly or not in a way that you would expect. Those are you're now sharing things that have unexpected reasons to change. Put another way is don't share domain meaning. In my example workflow there, I have dispatched, arrived, loaded. All those things are very use case specific. The dispatched, that's its own thing. There's no other particular feature, slice that should be doing anything to do with dispatch. It owns it. If you need to, split those models up so you know who has ownership. Dispatch, if you're thinking about it's publishing events or it has to do something related to dispatch, that's the place it's going to happen. If there's state related to dispatching, that's what's going to own it, not some other slices. You're not sharing the underlying data model there. Could you be sharing the underlying domain model that deals with those transitions? Absolutely. Hopefully you've been noticing when I've been describing vertical slices and use cases in my example, it's very action specific. I'm not talking about data primarily. Exploring a business domain, focusing on data structures will hide differences and highlight misleading similarities, ultimately nudging your design into unnecessary coupling. And there's that magic word, coupling. When we were talking about sharing, what were we talking about? Coupling. Ultimately, everything usually comes down to this at some point. If you understand what you're coupling to between vertical slices, between use cases, you can manage it. You can manage, I have that underlying domain model. If you have a rat's nest of a system that every vertical slice can touch any piece of data and change state anywhere, are you gonna have a problem? Yes. It's just about managing coupling at the end of the day. So get in the comments and let me know if you fell into this trap of thinking vertical slices, share nothing. That's not the case. It's about sharing the right thing. Technical concerns, plumbing, sure. If you have vertical slices that are operating under part of the same workflow that they need to share different concerns like validation and variance, sure. It's just about sharing the right things. Get in the comments and let me know kind of the pain that you've had or maybe some of the misconceptions. And because you got this far, you probably like these topics and you probably like to join my channel to get access to a private Discord server where you can chat with other software developers about topics like this, software architecture and design, as well as usually in my videos I post early for members. To get access, check the link in the description. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, if you found it helpful. If you have any other thoughts or questions, make sure to leave a comment and please subscribe for more videos on software architecture and design. Thanks.